Sex is everywhere. Fun, natural, and part of being human. But here's what most people don't realize. Behind the pleasure are risks almost nobody talks about. Sexually transmitted diseases affect hundreds of millions worldwide, yet most remain hidden under stigma and silence. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. From infections older than humanity to viruses that can secretly live inside you, to one that can actually rewrite your DNA. This is every STD explained. So first things first, what even counts as an STD? Technically, the more accurate term is STI, sexually transmitted infection. Why? Because you can be infected without showing symptoms. An STD or disease is when that infection causes noticeable problems. So all sexually transmitted diseases are sexually transmitted infections, but not all sexually transmitted infections turn into diseases. How are they spread? The obvious way is sexual contact, vaginal, oral, or anal. But that's not the whole story. Some spread through blood, like HIV and hepatitis B. Others can pass from mother to baby during pregnancy or birth. And some, like herpes or HPV, spread through simple skin-to-skin contact. Here's a fact that surprises most people. More than half of all humans will contract an STD at some point in their life. Yup, you heard that right. It's not rare, it's normal. And knowing about them is way safer than pretending they don't exist. Let's start with the heavy hitters, viral STDs. These are caused by viruses, which means they usually can't be cured completely, only managed. HIV, the human immunodeficiency virus, is probably the most infamous STD in history. It attacks the immune system, specifically the CD4 cells that fight infections. Left untreated, it can progress to AIDS, which makes the body vulnerable to all kinds of diseases. But here's the good news. Thanks to modern medicine, HIV is no longer a death sentence. Antiretroviral drugs can suppress the virus so well that it becomes undetectable. And undetectable means untransmittable. You can't catch HIV from hugging, kissing, or sharing a drink. That's just a myth. Herpes. There are two main types. HSV1, which usually causes cold sores, and HSV2, which usually causes genital herpes. But here's the twist. They can swap places. HSV1 can infect genitals, HSV2 can infect the mouth. Herpes is sneaky. It goes dormant in your nerves and can flare up later. That's why people get repeated outbreaks. But most people who have herpes don't even know they have it, because it's often mild or invisible. HPV, human papillomavirus. This one is a big deal. HPV is the most common STD on the planet. Most sexually active people will get it at some point. In many cases, your immune system clears it up without you even noticing. But certain strains cause genital warts, and others can lead to cancers: cervical, throat, anal. The good news? There's a vaccine. The HPV vaccine has already prevented countless cases of cancer worldwide. It's one of the biggest public health victories of our time. Hepatitis B. This virus attacks the liver. You can catch it from blood, sex, or even childbirth. For some people, it's just a short-term illness, but for others, it becomes chronic and can cause liver failure or cancer years down the road. Now let's move to bacterial STDs. Unlike viruses, these can usually be cured with antibiotics, if you catch them in time. Chlamydia, nicknamed the silent infection. Why? Because most people don't feel anything. No pain, no burning, no discharge, nothing. But untreated, it can damage reproductive organs and cause infertility. The good news? One course of antibiotics and it's gone. Gonorrhea, also known as the clap. It causes pain, discharge, and burning sensations. But here's the scary part. Gonorrhea is evolving. We now have strains resistant to almost every antibiotic. Doctors call it super gonorrhea. Definitely not something you want to mess with. Syphilis. This one is wild. Syphilis has been haunting humans for centuries. It starts with a painless sore, then spreads through the body. If ignored, it can reach the brain, the heart, the nervous system, and kill. It's called the great imitator because it mimics so many other diseases. For centuries, doctors were baffled. Thankfully, penicillin still works wonders against syphilis today, but cases are rising again worldwide, so it's definitely not gone. Now, let's clear the air on a few myths. No, you can't get STDs from a toilet seat. No, you don't have to sleep around to catch one. One encounter is enough. The real problem isn't the infections themselves, it's the stigma. People are more afraid of the shame than the actual treatment, and that silence makes things worse. The truth is, most STDs are manageable or curable. What saves lives is awareness, testing, and treatment. So what can you do? Use protection. Condoms and dental dams reduce risk dramatically. Get vaccinated. HPV and hepatitis B vaccines are lifesavers. And most importantly, get tested regularly. Remember, no symptoms doesn't mean no infection. So, what did we learn today? STDs aren't rare. They're a normal part of human history and biology, but they don't have to control your life. With knowledge, prevention, and treatment, they're manageable. The more we understand, the less we fear. And the less we fear, the healthier and safer we all become. If this video taught you something new, hit that like button. It helps more people see this important info. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into health, science, and the human body. And let me know in the comments, which STD fact surprised you the most? I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves and each other.